Hi. Yeah, I loved every moment of it. It's been a completely different experience for me and my family. We've all moved out here. Loving the weather. It's a massive change from the cold, wet Stoke. Loving the facilities, loving being in and around the team. It's a great environment to be involved in, and the club's going places. So very pleased to be here and delighted to be involved in it.
Thank you, Michelle. Next, let's go to Charles Bohm. Charles, you're off mute.
Ryan, thanks for your time today. I know you're new to everything here, but I wonder if you, how much you know about sort of how the club is perceived, especially playing in the team that came in the league with Miami last year in Nashville now. There's this contrast between sort of a more blue-collar Nashville team and what is perceived as kind of a flashy Miami side. I don't know if you've been aware of that and kind of how you approach, having that sort of reputation, follow the club around, and what you think the identity maybe of your team is at this moment.
Hi, Charles. Well, throughout my career, I've never really been bothered what other people think of me, my team, or what we're about. It's up to us as a team to decide what we are about, and I think everyone involved in the club has shown we're a big family, and we've got a great network of fans. We've obviously got fantastic owners, and what everyone else thinks is irrelevant. It's what we do and what we do on the pitch, and how successful we are, and how successful we are off the pitch. And everything I've seen so far has been very impressive. So I think the most important thing is to concentrate on yourself, and then you reap the results going forward from that.
Thank you, Charles. Next, let's go to Kobe Price and then to Dairon Quiroz. Kobe, you're off mute.
Thanks, Jackie. Hey, Ryan, how's it going?
Hi, Kobe. Okay.
Doing well. Good to see you again. I asked Phil about this one. Kind of wanted to ask you about it as well. You did an interview before you arrived in South Florida, talking about how you were possibly looking to go into coaching as an opportunity until the Inter Miami position came up. What did, I guess, Phil or even Chris really say to you to convince you that Inter Miami was the club for you, the place that you want to possibly not just continue, but maybe end your career with?
At the interview I did, I mentioned I had lots of options, and that was the case. And obviously Inter Miami came up, and it was a fantastic option for me. So playing I wanted to continue, and it was whether or not there was an option there for me to continue. And Inter Miami offered me this amazing opportunity to come over here. So as soon as that came up, I jumped on it, and I've shown my commitment to it by bringing my whole family over here. I've signed for 2 years. I'm loving every moment of it. It's such a great club, and I'm looking forward to seeing us going forward and seeing what we do. We've shown in the previous 2 games what we can do. Obviously, the first game ended in disappointment, but then the second game, how well we came back and the team spirit we showed. So I just want to be part of something of that sort of calibre, and this is what I'm doing, and I'm really enjoying it so far.
Thank you, Kobe. Dairon, you're off mute.
Thank you, Jackie, Ryan. Nice to meet you, Dairon Quiroz for VDM Radio. So you're an experienced player. You come from the capital of soccer, of football. And I wanted to know your opinion about the MLS. What have you seen in the league? And what do you think about it? How are you seeing it?
First of all, it's a great organisation. It's really well run. The difference between England and probably here is the size of the country. So you go through different climates. We played in Philadelphia last week, which was a bit colder. Obviously here is very hot. In England, it's all the same. So in that case, you get different styles of football. Obviously, it's difficult to play a high pace of football in this heat. It's impossible. It's too hot. And then you go to different parts of America, and you can have different styles. So it's different. It's interesting, and I think it's got a great future going forward. I think they've shown over the past 15, 20 years how it's progressed, and how every year it's getting bigger. And then even in England now, they're showing the MLS games on TV. So that shows how far the league has come and how far the clubs have come. So it's going places, and it's really nice to be involved in it.
Thank you, Dairon. We'll take 2 more questions. We'll go to Mike DiPasquale and end with Franco Panizo. Mike, you're off mute.
Good afternoon, Ryan. Nice to meet you. I wanted to follow up from an answer you had a couple questions ago. Is this the perfect situation for you, considering Phil Neville is the manager of this team and understands the caliber of play, like a player like yourself come from the Premier League?
Hi, Mike. It was one of the many reasons I come out here. Obviously, as soon as Phil got the job, it's a big plus for me, because I've obviously come across him in the past. I know what he's about. I know how well he's done with obviously is assisting Man United and then going into the England women's role. So yeah, it was a huge pull for me that he was here. But there was so many different reasons I came out here. Obviously the David Beckham factor, the Inter Miami factor, how big of a club it is, and how it's going places. So there's many factors, but obviously the manager being one, and obviously his knowledge of me and my knowledge of him has helped the situation massively.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you.
Franco, you're up next.
Thank you, Jackie. Hey, Ryan, nice to meet you. Just two quick ones for you. How are you? I know you touched on this a little bit earlier ago, but how are you settling into the team, into the locker room, on the field? Obviously, it's a big change for you from what you've been at for the last 10 plus years. Seems like you're settling in well. I saw you bantering about today at training with some of the guys, so it seems like you're settling well. But just wanted to know how you're settling in from your point of view. And just a quick second one. How do you feel fitness-wise and health-wise? Obviously, you come from a lengthy layoff of not having very many games. I know you've been training for a good while, but how do you feel in that regard? Thank you, Ryan.
Hi, no worries. The first one, team-wise, it's a great dressing room to be involved in, a great bunch of lads all striving for the same thing. So it's a great environment to be involved, and one where we're all looking forward and striving to do our best. But yeah, the only difference for me is that there's more Spanish-speaking players than I had in Stoke, so that's obviously a challenge for me. But I'm slowly picking up a few words, and the lads have been brilliant in accommodating my lack of Spanish. And then the second question, my fitness I had a long time out. I've obviously been injured, but then I feel like the club have handled it really well, and I've not been thrown in straight away. It's been a slow build up. I've had 3-4 weeks of training, so it's given me a real good chance to acclimatise and get ready to the conditions, and then also to build up my fitness. So I feel like I'm ready to contribute, and I feel like I'm ready to play when chosen and when needed.
Thank you, Franco. Ryan, thank you so much for your time.
No worries. See you guys.